Welcome back, guys, and today we're here with a bit of a janky deck. This definitely isn't a top tier deck. It's pretty much the only deck I'm actually going online with at the minute, just because it's fun though. It's basically just an anti-moss deck, and you'll kind of see why as soon as we open up. All I'm gonna say is don't judge me too hard for the first card. You'll see, and yeah. So I mean, this deck really has. It's not a coherent deck, and yes, I am running 2 Animist Awakenings, but this deck is pretty much just designed to try and to beat the moss, so they can't punish you. And what's given me the confidence to make this video is on a recent stream, I played this deck online, and the guy had 4 land destruction spells, and we still managed to win. Just two, I think it was 2 Acid Moss and 2 Into the Maw of Hells. And we just win because this deck just doesn't give a shit about lands. It just, as you can see, we're running 27 in the bottom corner, and it's already a decent amount of lands, but it gets better considering we have Nissa, 4 Nissa's Pilgrimage, 2 Nissa's Renewals. It's really, but I mean, the kind of theory behind the deck is most ramp decks, which are the ones obviously going to be playing Moss, only really run one answer to enchantments, and they normally run a 1-off Reclamation Sage, or maybe 2 if they're feeling dangerous. And this deck has 11 enchantments. So I mean, the retreats aren't really win conditions, but every other enchantment is. But these can actually, they're pretty good though. The retreat to Kazandu, I mean, because I mean, if you're against an aggro deck, you just gain a shit ton of life, and if you're trying to like play in the ramp decks, you just it makes Rolling Thunder worse for them, because you just keep buffing your like 1/1s to like 2/2s, and then suddenly have to point more and more. But I mean, the main win conditions are Retreat to Emeria, Sigil of the Empty Throne, believe it or not, Zendikar's Royal, and that's it really. that's really the win conditions. But the fact is, they can't if they do have a Rolling Thunder, you can just rebuild the board the turn after. Same with like Radiant Flames. I mean, Ulamog's still an issue, obviously, because he exiles 2 permanents, which means most likely your enchantments are going to go down, but hopefully at that stage you've got enough to go wide. And I mean, I suppose we'll address the elephant in the room, which is, why are we running Animist Awakenings? And yeah, basically they're there as a kill spell more than anything else. They're not there to ramp us. It's kind of a bonus. So like, we get a Retreat to Emeria down, and then we cast an Animist Awakening for like 14. We hit like 4 lands most likely, and then that's just +4 across the board. I think my highlight so far is I cast it for 10 and got it for 7, which was quite the blowout. Same with Nissa's Renewal. They're just there as finishers. We have 2 board wipes just to try. I mean, we're pretty, although it's an anti-ramp deck, we are pretty solid against red deck wins as well, just because of the offshoots, the early visionaries. We got 2 Gideon's Reproaches, and like the metric shit ton of life gain we got. It's not over if we see them, but it's very much it's not meant for the aggro matchups. Or definitely not. I don't think a troll would be a good matchup. But we're gonna persevere and see how we do online. But it's a fun deck, no matter what happens, just because you can blow people out of nowhere. Like you get like 3 ally tokens, and suddenly they're hitting for like 10 each. And apart from that, I mean, this went through a couple changes. I used to have Emeria Shepherd in the deck, just because, you know, it gels with like Gideon, and if they do remove your enchantments, you can get them back. But it just felt like kind of win more. If you get into like 7 mana and they don't have a removal spell for your Emeria Shepherd, you're pretty much golden already. And used to have Oran Reef Hydra in as well. That was quite fun. I think there was one game against a Thopter's deck, I think, where they had like a huge board of like Whirler Rogues, PN Kierans, I think a Thopter Engineer as well, and I had like a 22 Oran Reef Hydra on the board, and the Chief of the Foundry as well, and they had to sit back with like 8 creatures, all that were buffed with the Chief of the Foundry, just to chump block. So I hit him for like 3 damage with the Oran Reef, but I took out like 12 creatures with it, which was quite satisfying. And yeah, but I mean, again, it was just kind of win more. It's really frustrating against like you don't want it against red deck wins, and you don't really need it against ramp. And we're playing Meshramachi, which was, I believe, how you pronounce his name. And we have 4 lands. I'll speculate. We have 2 Visionaries, which are pretty much just random draws. Most likely they're going to hit lands with this deck. Well, there's a Kythian on the play. Would have loved to Jardy offshoot right now. I mean, I'm going to Evolve Wild still. Not really. I'm just going to crack it now. I don't know. I can't be bothered. There's no point trying to play this deck professionally. It is really just a case of just hope you draw your right card. Hope you draw your retreats. And I hope you can survive long enough. But depends what his turn 2 is here. If he goes Consul's Lieutenant, I'm probably in trouble. If it's just like I don't know, like what would be a decent tutor. If he doesn't have anything, obviously, I think we're not really in danger. And I will just keep jumping with these Visionaries on the Kythian, because if he's tapping out to give it indestructible, means he's not playing any more threats on the board, which I'm fine with. And then obviously if he's not tapping it out, I've just traded a Visionary for a Kythian, which is a win in my book. Well, this guy's got a tough decision. He can't decide whether to attack or whether to play a land first. It's always a tough decision. I've found it's best to attack when your opponent's tapped out, and then you can do all your spells. But you know, I'm no connoisseur in this game. But please don't time storm me. Come on, this is why I don't play online much anymore. Just don't do this to me, man. Rush. I'm trying to have fun here. There you go. So he's playing Selesnya, most likely Selesnya right now. Well, Evil Leap's an issue. Something you might notice is that our deck doesn't pack any enchantment hit. So if they like go turn 4 Thopter Spy Network, we are pretty much dead. Unless we can stall out long enough. But Evil Leap's not really too much of an issue. He's not really going to be wanting to sacrifice that. We got a win condition at least now. So I mean, like I said, I don't really cast this Awakening unless okay, we need to retreat to Emeria, and then we're golden, because I'll go Nissa's Renewal, make three tokens, and then a huge Animist Awakening. So I mean, right now enchantments are live draws. That's it really. Well, he's not going to attack this turn, so I guess I'm fine with that. If he does attack, I'm absolutely fine with it. But ooh, Gideon's nice. Gonna Visionary and then make it look like I'm not. I mean, this deck is pretty much impossible to get land screwed. Okay, good. Question is, turn 4. Well, now our players are pretty much cemented. We're gonna turn 4 Gideon, turn 5 Sigil of Empty Throne, turn 6 Retreat to Emeria land, make an Angel. So I mean, that's pretty solid. I mean, this deck isn't a Sigil deck, and I don't think you can build a Sigil deck considering it's a rare, and it really should be a 4 of, in my opinion. Like, it's not an overpowered card, but it's just you can't build around it with only 2 copies. It's like Herald of the Pantheon. We got this in our deck as well. It's just not. And like right now, if we drew it, it'd be kind of but if we'd had it on turn 2, it'd be amazing. We would have jammed out a Sigil this turn. And I mean, like I said, I'm happy with him taking his entire turn to hit me for 2 Renown a Creature and jump a Visionary. But here's the game is locked. Okay, there we go. So just gonna. Well, I mean, we don't actually have a guaranteed 6th land, which could be an issue with the retreat. But I'm gonna just slam the Gideon and then jump with the token, most likely when he attacks the Gideon. And then next turn we can get our Angel out. I mean, that 4/5 is an issue, and we don't have any removal that hits it now, because, you know, Gideon's Reproach. But I think we should be okay. We're jamming out Angels and 1/1s. I'm not really too worried. We've got Life Gain sitting in our hand with Nissa's Renewal. We've got a shit ton of ramp as well with the retreat. If he has movement for these enchantments, though, it could be time to say goodbye. But I mean, he's rank 40, was he? I believe. Yeah, he's rank 40, so he's most likely got a full collection, at least in Origins. And there's much better 3-drops he could be running than the Reclamation Sage. But I mean, Gideon here is honestly more than anything else. It's just going to be buying me time, rather than actually. I mean, most of the time I just emblem it, but well, same shit, different day. I guess you could have wild size. That would kill my Gideon still, but like I said, I mean, if he's taken most of his turn or like most of his mana just to regenerate a Kithian and not adding to the board, then I think I come off on top. Guess he could have a 2-drop here, which he does not. Okay. So we just hit 5 lands. I'm going to Sigil and then zero the Gideon again. So I mean, you can hit Gideon for 2 next turn, unless he has obviously some sort of buff spell, which isn't out of the question. But next turn we've got some retreats coming down, or some enchantments. Don't have the Reclamation Sage. And then, I mean, I'd love to hit a land this next turn. We have 27 in the deck. It's not exactly unreasonable, but even if we don't, I mean, just getting a 4/4 Angel in the field, and probably his mind. I mean, if he doesn't kill Gideon here. Okay, it looks like he wants to actually cast a spell this turn. Most likely an Outland Colossus or Wild Size. Yep. So he does have the kill spell for Gideon. Got it out of his hand though. So I mean, that Gideon bought me like 12 points of damage and wild size. Although that's an issue. Well, we do get an angel out there at least. We did draw the land as well. Perfect. So we make 6 power on the board this turn. And then we can just ramp out next turn and just absolutely destroy everything. I'm not going to Animist Awakening for 1. I mean, honestly, right now it's just a question of how greedy do I want to get. With, like, do I retreat to Emeria before I start ramping like shit? I think, honestly, I do at this point. I mean, I've got... You can attack with that 4/5, take me down to 12, but... Apart from that, my blocks are looking pretty solid. Guess you could have another wild size. The 4/5 is gonna... I mean, next turn I'll be able to double block it if he gives me the option. And attacking all out here is bold. Yep, gonna block like this. I mean, I don't mind if I'm getting combat spells out of his hand, then that's a win-win for me, I think. Because I'm not worried about my life total, considering I've got +7 life in my hand, and he's just gonna flip his Gideon here, most likely, yeah. I mean, I guess I could have taken out that Velen Wardens if I blocked with the Angel, but then I would be trading a... What's it called? Zendikar's Royal Token for that, and I'm not sure I'm keen on that. 4, 5, 6. If we actually draw land, I'd love to draw land next turn, because we can retreat to Emeria, play a land and Nissa's Pilgrimage, and that would just be... That would be a sight to behold. He's going to make me attack the Gideon next turn. I guess that makes sense, because he's got 4 power. Fortunately, we see a second Sigil, which I am just going to turbo out there. I don't even care. Oh god, this is very much the dream situation right now. I do have to watch my life total though. You can minus that Gideon. I might have to jump with the elemental here, but I mean, I've got the Nissa's Renewal. By playing that second Sigil there, I've just kind of made it so the retreat to Nissa's Renewal play might be a bit further off. Like, it would be coming up next turn if I'd played the retreat. If I'd drawn the land, I definitely would have went retreat Pilgrimage, but he's going to sack his Wardens. Interesting. That's a weird play. Yeah, that's bizarre to me. Tragic Arrogance. I get it. Ooh, that's actually devastating. The interesting thing is, which enchantment does he let me keep here? They're all pretty good. That's like the worst card I could have seen. That's heartbreaking. It lets me keep the Royal. I'm fine with that. I've got all my ramp spells just sitting in hand, so It's probably his best actually. Probably going to get more value out of that than I would have got out of a single sigil, but what did he do? He nexes Gideon. He can hit me for 8, but I mean I'm gonna chump this turn, I think. Or do I? He can't kill me this turn. I've got the ramp spell, but that would pretty much force me to go to the ramp spell this turn, although I'm kind of forced into it anyway, aren't I? So I'm not gonna block. What could he have? Primal Bellow? No, Titanic Growth. I'm not risking, considering how much we've got in our hand. I'm not risking getting blown up by a Titanic Growth. And I know that's stupid, but I mean we've already seen Tragic Arrogance in an aggro deck, so I'm not going to take any chances here. Guess he's only got 2 cards in hand. We know one of them Warden, so he only had 1 card in hand. So might have been a bit hasty. We drew the land, perfect. Make sure this taps right. So just put 3 power on the board. I'd love to kill that Gideon. I guess, well, we couldn't have killed it anyway because the vigilance. I think we might even get spell mastery here. No, we don't. Okay, so we just put a decent amount of power on the board, and next turn we're definitely going to Nissa's Renewal no matter what happens. And then the turn after, we'll Animist Awaken and probably kill him. Depending on how many lands we hit, and honestly we haven't really drawn too many lands considering how deep we are in our deck. Normally at this point I've got like 15 in the top 20, but I mean he can zero his Gideon, come in at me for 8, I'll just chump block, and then a Primal Bellow is a play he could have as well. Wild size Primal Bellow I can't win, but I know one of his cards is Veladin Wardens. I mean, if we don't block and we hit 3 lands, that's +3, that's an overrun right there, so that would be 5, 9, 14, 18, it wouldn't actually be enough to kill him. And you can't really attack, because I mean I will throw everything in front of this, considering I'm going to be rebuilding my board the turn after anyway. So 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't even need to throw everything in, I can keep a Core Knight ally around. And he didn't do anything with his Gideon, which means he's probably going to make a creature attack it, I'm guessing. Which would actually be annoying because again it would survive because it's +2. Don't really see the, pardon me, you don't really see this Gideon too much. Judging by how long he's taken to attack here, I'm going to say he doesn't have a pump spell. Although he could be just playing a huge bait game. And I mean, if he had the wild size though, he zeroes Gideon and then just attacks in and hope I don't block 1 and then he can kill me. But he's going to run out of time here. Okay, he didn't even attack. Okay, perfect. We got him on the run. We're going to build a huge board next turn and we're just going to Animist Awakening for like 10 and just hope we hit lands. I'm not even worried about, ooh, wild size could be an issue, but I mean then again we're getting in life. Our last card's an unknown, just hope it's not wild size. But we'll be on 15 life here, and he's gonna kill a token basically. We'll be on 15 life. I don't think he can take me down from 15. So we'll make this attack happen first. I mean, if I'd Nissa's Renewal in there, +3/+3, I guess that still wouldn't have done anything, but it's a tough decision here. Does he block? That would be the biggest plot twist in history if this guy didn't block there. He got scared. But unsurprisingly he does. He finds a will. So I mean, it would have been +4 actually. We could have, if we really wanted to save that, we could have. But I think this is just the better play. And then next turn we just have the biggest Animist Awakening in the world. White, green, white. Doesn't really matter. Back when I used to have all the Emiria Shepherds in the deck, I used to be so, and like the Ornery Fighters, I used to be so careful about what lands I fetched up. But it's nice not really having to worry about that now. But I mean, this is going to be Creative Behemoth throwback time here. And what's he doing? He's mad. He's mad. We got him upset, boys. Nah, he's fine. he'll live. So I mean, even if we lose 3 creatures, I mean, he could have Fog. I hope he taps out here, because I'm not getting blown out by a by a Fog. We do have Spell Mastery though, so all the lands untap. So if we draw like a relevant spell, we can just Administer Awakening for like 15, and then have like 5 lands left over. How much are we actually doing it for? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We'll be doing it for 12. Okay. Not sure what he's digging for here when he's doing this with his creatures. Planar Outburst. Why do these Selesnya decks have board wipes? Undercity Troll. Although we know one of his Planar Outbursts is at the bottom of his deck now. And I never really pay attention to that for what you get from Evil Leap triggers. But yeah, I'm guessing this guy's just throwing in the towel, because I don't think there's going to be much better. And the Juggernaut. Okay, he's got a Juggernaut. I'm not sure if that's a good downgrade from an Outland Colossus. Oh, you son of a bitch! The second Tragic Arrogance. Which retreat which does he let me have here? Like, Zendikar's Royal obviously makes bigger tokens, but the retreat can buff. But that's a kick in the bollocks. Oh well, I mean, we'll instead of this Animist Awakening being a kill spell now, it's rebuilding our board, hopefully. Like, if this thing whiffs, I'm going to be the saltiest person in the world. I'm even going to keep this token around. Go down to 7. Actually, is there any point? I mean, he's tapped out. In case he draws a wild size later and blows me out with it, I'll jump here. Saves me 4 damage when potentially... I mean, I'm going to be hopefully rebuilding my board next turn. Still have 4 Evolving Wilds in the deck, so we should be able to rebuild our board hugely here. And we got Nissa's Pilgrimage either way, so... Here we go. This is it. This is truly the moment everyone's been waiting for. Animist Awakening for 12. What do we hit? I'm not even going to count. That looks pretty good though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 8 triggers there. Not bad. And we're going to get a couple more of this Nissa's Pilgrimage. Yeah, we'll put you on the field. I think we're out of basic lands though. You can hit the field. I've lost track of my triggers here. If he has the second Planar Outburst, because one's at the bottom of his deck, I'm going to be apoplectic with rage, to say the least. And I'm going to actually keep this Pilgrimage in hand, because it's going to be hopefully a kill spell next turn. With plus 3, plus 3. I mean, plus 2, plus 2. I swear to God, if he's got the second Planar Outburst, I think we just lose if he has it. Well, the retreat kind of rebuilds us again. But I mean, we've seen 2 Tragic Arrogance, which is the worst card in this matchup, and we've seen 1 Planar Outburst at the bottom of his deck. So, for the love of God, don't have that second board wipe. How much damage we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. We have enough. I think we have enough lands in our deck. I think we have 2 lands in our deck, so that should be enough. We don't get the value from the Spell Mastery, but this is the longest game I think I've played with this deck, and considering it's against an aggro deck, I am absolutely shocked. But look at our graveyard. We've lost like 3 enchantments, a Gideon. It's been a grinder. I think we've actually 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got enough lands. I think we hit what? How many triggers did we hit there? Like 8 was it, and 2 of them were Evolving Wilds. So we drew 6 lands that turn. He's playing a creature out, which means he doesn't have the board wipe. If he has the Fog, I'm gonna just label this is the greatest video of all time, and then just watch as you guys laugh at my misfortune. But I'm attacking all out. I'm going for this next turn. He's tapped out. Okay, good. I'm not sure if you can survive this, but I'm not doing math at this point in the game. I've lost sanity, and well, I guess that's another creature that's not going to the face. But we have we have +3, so 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27. We have 27 power, and more than that now, so because of the retreat to Kazandu and the +1 counters. I hope we have enough lands. I think we had 2. Okay, we only had 1, so shit. But I'm going for it. I'm attacking all out. +1. So I mean, we've got a Canopy Vista in our deck, I think. 2 Canopy Vistas in our deck. But well, I think he has to do some blocking this turn. I mean, I think he can make the Juggernaut and the Castellan survive, and Gideon kills me next turn. Actually, shit, I just fucked up. Oh well, I just want this game to end. I've transcended Karen. He actually just wins here. We've only got 15 power coming at him. But it was an eventful game, and I'm not even upset. I quite enjoyed this, despite the fact we saw two board wipes, which kind of are the worst cards we could have seen. Like in the entire game, I don't think anything's worse than Tragic Arrogance against this deck. But I fucked up there. I shouldn't have attacked all out. I don't even care. We have no lands on our decks. We have no pump, and we pretty much lost all our retreats as well. I mean, our enchantments. We've got 2 Zendikar Royals, 2 more retreat to Emeria. We'd just have to go really wide, and we'd be chumping each turn as well. So yeah, he got me. If it had the second land, maybe if it had held one back at one point, like one of them Evolving Wilds triggers. Although I definitely could have won this game, I think, if I'd played this correctly. But I had fun, and that's all that matters, and I hope you guys did too, because this was definitely an interesting conundrum of a game. But I misplayed that beyond all comprehension. Like I know there was so many times I could have held a land, but I just felt like trying to blow them out, and yeah. So I mean, we didn't play the ramp matchup. Back down to 39. We're gonna play one more, just because I don't like ending on a loss. Plus, I mean, first win of the day. I mean, yeah, I played that pretty poorly, but I mean, like, if I'd held a land back, like if I didn't crack on the Evolving Wilds, I would have got way more damage in. He would have had to block with the Juggernaut, which meant I would have survived that turn. Like, I mean, the Juggernaut would have died, which meant I would have survived the turn after, and then, you know, I can draw something good, hopefully. You know, I'm not upset. I'm disappointed in myself, but I don't think it was the Tragic Arrogance of the worst thing there. Like, if he drew his planar outbursts instead, then I just complete, like, he kills my board, and then I just rebuild it the turn after, but by destroying the retreats and stuff as well. That hurts, and I'm not on the play again. We have 3 lands with an offshoot. This is a keep. Turn 1 offshoot, turn 2 Visionary / Herald, into a turn 3 Nissa's Pilgrimage. Probably the Herald, realistically, because if we draw one of our retreats, it's obviously better to have that on the field. Okay, Evolving wants to get black, so don't know what this guy's deck is. I'm trying to think. You don't really see black and ramp, so I'm not sure we'll see Acid Moss, unless he's Jund, I guess. You don't really see Golgari ramp too much. People just stick with the good old Gruul, but I guess we'll find out. Could be Kratz, could be allies, I don't know. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now, even though he's only played 1 land. Either way, I mean, Reef Soul would be pretty sad, but at the same time, it's really got no better targets in this deck. So, okay, Perilous Mare, which we can just block all day. So I mean, this is kind of the start you want against an aggro deck, and this is a good win condition here. I'm not going to cast her until we get to 6 mana, because black has Reeve Soul and stuff. So black has a lot of sorcery speed removal, and I think it looks like I was wrong. It was Golgari. Let's see if he has the moss. I'm not going to cast it until we get to 6 mana though, because I mean if I'm against red, I don't really mind, because all that removal is kind of instant speed anyway. Hey, I was right, Jund. But looks like Jund crats. I mean, he can kill my Herald at any time he wants. But the attacks don't look too good for him here. So, turn 3 ramp, I think. Make him think I'm mono green. Let's psych him out here. I doubt a Kratz deck is going to be running Acid Moss, but God knows in this cruel world we call. We're actually only stuck on 1 white, so Sigil the Empty Throne is a pretty terrible draw, so is Gideon. I mean, next turn we've thinned our deck out a bit. We're going to be drawing a random card. Hopefully it's one of our action cards. Or a white land. Yeah, it's going to kill that thing now. I mean, I guess I could have attacked knowing that I was going to die at any time, but then I doubt he'd just sack and he'd get in 1 more point of damage. Act of Treason is not going to be great from here unless I start making angel tokens. That's the second one. It's a pretty good draw. Let's randomly draw a Visionary first, see what we hit, and then if we don't draw anything, we can... I mean, I'll throw out the second Herald to die to this. I'll throw out the second Herald to die to this Perilous Mare, because at the end of the day it's not going to my face. And I mean, it's turn 4 against the Kratz deck and they haven't dealt me damage yet, which doesn't mean I'm winning, because Smothering Abomination can turn that tide pretty fast. 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 5 lands. Fleshbag Marauder, it's going to wipe our board. Yeah, there's no way here to save our guy. So I mean, I'm 124 life. He's got 3 power on the board. I'm not really too worried just yet. There's a Planar Outburst, which we can't cast. Put a +1 on it though, so we can block that 3/1 if we need to. And I'm not going to cast Nissa, because in case he goes Perilous Mare again. I mean, Nissa's pretty much the only card in our hand which is actually action at this point, so I don't really want to throw her away if I can potentially flip her. Second Fleshbag. But he's got red mana, which means he could have Twin Bolt, but you don't really see too much burn in Kratz decks. They normally have like Carrier Thrall locking up that position, and you know, like Visionaries or Gatekeepers. So I'm going to assume that this is going to be okay to come down here. I mean, we almost have to make the token. But then if he has Act of Treason, let's see if she flips first before we start getting there. Ahead of ourselves. Getting the life. I mean, our life total is pretty healthy. This is flipped. I mean, you can't kill it this turn without some sort of burn or buff spell, so I'm gonna plus, seeing as we're digging. And we drew a Visionary, so we got rewarded for it. I'm gonna definitely cast that over. I mean, again, Act of Treason just kills me, but well, kills the Nissa, but I think it's worth the risk. Gideon's Reproach is perfect, absolutely perfect. Exactly what we needed. Hopefully Nissa's just goes the whole way here. That's a Perilous Mare. So you can't kill Nissa now, but you could have if we didn't draw that very series of events here. It's interesting though, because you still can't kill Nissa if I didn't have the Reproach. But I'm obviously going to blow the Reproach here. Nissa, he's going to have an empty board, and we're going to have... I think he's digging for black mana. But there's gonna be an empty board, and we're gonna have Nissa on 5 loyalty, plus all the land we could need, a retreat on the field. I'm feeling pretty solid. Gonna plus in case I draw a retreat. Second gate neutral approach isn't terrible. I mean, I'm gonna keep the evolving wild. Well, actually, we need the second blue. So I mean the second white. Got no forest left in the deck, but I'm gonna keep some of these forests in hand. I'm not gonna fall for the same mistake as I made last game. I'm definitely gonna get the second white here. The life total is not an issue. Put it that way. Okay. So that's pretty insane draws that we had no green left in our deck and only 1 white source, but now we have planar outburst up. Worst come to worst, if we do just need a factory reset. We have 1 bit of removal in our hand. We're just waiting for a retreat right now. There's 10 in our deck and we're already halfway through, and we've only seen 1 enchantment, which is pretty staggering. That's the abomination. On an empty board that doesn't look too good though. Yeah, he's gonna sack it. So that's bizarre to me. You must have a mortuary mire or something, some way to get that back, because you don't throw away, no matter how desperate your situation is, you don't throw away an abomination like that. Jesus Christ, another revolving wilds. Okay. I mean, I'm tempted to thin out my deck before plus Nissa here, but we kind of want the lands, and we got rewarded for it. Let's start building up our forces. Okay. Put a Night Core, gain 2 life, and then once the creature enters the battlefield, I can give it a +1 counter. White. So I mean, we're getting there. We just need one of our payoff spells now. We have 2 Nissas, Renewal, and 2 Animist Awakenings in the deck. I mean, we've drawn quite a lot of lands, so I doubt we're going to hit 8 again, but like I said, we only need 3, round about 3 to win the game. So we got 2 Evolving Wilds in there, 3 lands in hand, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have quite the amount of lands already out of the game, but our Nissa is going to flip before his Nissa, unless he has a response, which could just be the 3rd Perilous Mare. Wow, has he seen all 4? Yeah, he has. Fair play. All 4 in the top 20. If that was Acid Moss, think how salty I'd be. Best, my Nissa still flips before his, without any more interaction. Act of Treason, okay, we know he's got 1 in his hand now. And next turn we can give the other Perilous Mare a +1 counter, and then I guess he can block and sack, but he can't kill both my creatures here. But he can basically fog his Nissa for a turn. Okay. First things first, plus Nissa. She's now on 7 loyalty. There's Animist Awakening. They will not have... He will not have a board wipe in a Kratz deck, otherwise I am done with this game for the day. So, plus... We're just going to go for the go wide strategy here, I think. Animist Awakening will be good for 11, so good for 10. We just need to hit 3 or 4 lands, and then we're pretty good. I mean, I normally like saving Animist Awakening when I've got a good board, but considering that's not looking particularly likely with 1 creature, like, and I've got no more ramp in hand, I might as well get a good board first before trying to think about killing him. And we got Nissa's ultimate next turn anyway if he doesn't have a response. So let's just go for it. See no reason not to. Cast it for 10. I mean, if we're lucky, we hit a white land here and then spell mastery. Okay. And then the spell mastery means we can keep Gideon's Reproach up as well. So I really can't see too many ways to lose this. 1, 2, 3. So we hit 4 lands there with the Evolving Wilds, I guess. So fortunately, the way them triggers stack mean we can't spread out the damage, which means because he's got an Act of Treason, he's got a pretty clear target in which one he's stealing here, but we can just chump it down, and then the next turn, Nissa wins. So again, we're running out of lands on the deck, but I don't think this guy's going to have the board wipe. We've even got Gideon's Reproach, so I guess we don't even need to trade off one of our creatures. We can just... And he needs to have some sort... He's already out with Mia's. What else could he have? Goblin Arsonists, Twin Bolts, Fiery Impulses... Not Fire Impulses, Firecrafts. But we're on 32 life. We're not going to die this turn. Akun Firebird is going to eat this Gideon's Reproach, so that worked out pretty well that we hit exactly 2 lands. It's going to plus. That's an Evil Leap, so... Big turn next turn, we're going to be killing him with a Nissa Ultimate. Although, to be honest, with our current board, I think our ground forces could have done it anyway. Like 3, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then we would have had plus... Like he didn't even attack, wow. Did it second main? How didn't he attack? What the hell? That was first main, because look, he's in second main right now. And the whole attack step thing happened, so... Curious, to say the least. Guessing we must be having some sync issues or something, because otherwise this guy's just decided fuck the rules, I'm not going to bother attacking this turn. Oh well. But I mean, we win next turn. He needs some sort of burn. And he definitely would have attacked. I swear to God, if this lag means he didn't attack, he's attacked my Nissa and I can't see it, I'm be very upset. Okay. We just wait, I guess. See how the game resolves it. Okay, looks like we've got connection issue. Okay, there we go. Don't tell me the game's locked up. Not now. Not now when I want to get my first win. Okay, it didn't. But he didn't attack, so I'm guessing he must have just... fuck knows what happened there. I'm never going to bother trying to justify it. But we get a pretty satisfying turn here at least, because we drew that Evolving Wilds. We did finally get the blowout we wanted, and it's going to be a pretty good one as well. Because +2 on some 6/6 elementals is not a feat to be laughed at. Okay. So I mean, he could have fog, I guess, but if he's got fog, then I've still got 6/6 elementals or whatever it is, however many you get. This is why I just planar outburst, because it actually kills his board and doesn't touch my lands, because you know, non-land creatures. Okay, so I mean that looks like a decent amount of damage. Not sure exactly. I'm not sure if he'll. I think he can survive if he blocks correctly. Oh, he did the wrong blocks. What a mistake. 24 to minus 41. And looks like my connection must have gone. So we did 60 damage that turn, not too bad. Well, 65 damage, not too bad. Which is why I love this deck. It was a interesting 2 matches. Sorry that they've been so long. Credit if you've stuck around this long. But I'm going to try and reconnect to the servers now, and then so I'll end the video here. So I hope you enjoyed. I definitely could have played that first game better, but it was definitely entertaining, I think. And the second game was just crats with 4 Mias. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I will see you later.